Tomorrow, the cardinals go into the conclave. Today, they are sequestered, and we stand therefore on the threshold of one of the most secretive and sacred rituals on the planet, the papal conclave. And as dusk falls over the cobblestones of St. Peter's, the eyes of 1.4 billion Catholics and countless others are drawn to the heart of the Vatican, where 133 cardinal electors prepare to decide the successor of Pope Francis, who died on April the 21st at the age of 88 and was, by papal standards, rather hurriedly entombed. And over the last 12 days, the cardinals have mourned, debated and dined, 12 informal meetings and 9 solemn masses in honour of the departed Pope. Now, the Novem Diales have ended, the mourning is done, the red curtains on the loggia have been unfurled, and tomorrow at 4:30 they enter the conclave. The word conclave comes from the Latin conclave, with a key. It's not metaphorical, it's literal. And the Sistine Chapel will be sealed, phones, watches, internet access, all confiscated. Signal jammers and counter-surveillance measures have already been activated, literally under the floorboards of the false floor which has been put in to give some sort of firmness for the cardinals so they're not tripping up on the mosaics that currently line the Sistine Chapel. And all this has been sorted out by the officials of the Vatican City State, and even the electricians and the dining staff have sworn perpetual secrecy on pain of excommunication. And the 133 electors will be housed in the Casa Santa Marta, and for the overflow in the Santa Marta Vecchia. And their room keys are drawn by lot, and their silence begins tonight. There'll be no email, no whispers, no external influence, only prayer, discernment, and Michelangelo's stern last judgment watching over them. This is the largest and most globally diverse conclave in history. Cardinals from 70 countries span every continent, from war-torn dioceses in Africa to hidden missions in Mongolia. Pope Francis's legacy is etched into this gathering. He appointed 108 of the 133 electors and gave red hats to prelates from places never before represented: South Sudan, Pakistan, even East Timor. And yet, this conclave is not a parliament. Cardinals do not represent their countries in a legislative sense. A Mongolian cardinal may speak for 1,100 Catholics, a Mexican one for 45 million, but what matters is pastoral wisdom, not population ratios. Over 26 formal interventions were delivered in Monday's General Congregation. And what did the cardinals discuss? Migration, the synodal path, divisions in the church, ecology, canon law, war, sects, education, and the role of women. And one phrase kept recurring: a shepherd close to the people. So some want a Francis too, a pastoral pope of humility, dialogue, and mercy. Others, like Cardinal Müller of Germany, prefer a theological hardliner, disturbed by what he calls Francis's mercy before dogma. And in the shadow of these debates, the conclave begins. Not as a popularity contest, but as a quest for providential discernment. And after the Mass pro eligendo pontifice, the cardinals will process into the Sistine Chapel, and there the extra omnes is declared. All electors, all non-electors must leave, and the voting begins. 9 cardinals are chosen by lot to oversee the balloting. Each elector writes a name, folds a paper, places it on a pattern, that tips the pattern into the chalice and places the pattern back on top of the chalice. And after each round, the ballots are burned. Black smoke for inconclusive votes, white smoke for a new pope. And sometimes it's over in 3 rounds, sometimes it takes more, but the moment the white plume is visible is iconic. Cheers erupt, bells ring, and soon a man in white emerges with the word, emerges after the harbinger says the words, Habemus Papa. And you've got to remember, the Vatican is a city-state where Latin is the official language. Latin with an Italian accent, of course. And this process has remained largely unchanged since the 13th century. In an age of AI and instant democracy, the Catholic Church still elects its leader on parchment and in silence. Why? Because the conclave is not merely an election, it's a theological act, and the cardinals believe they are discerning the will of the Holy Spirit. And yet, make no mistake, this is also the choosing of a world figure. The Pope speaks to China, to Washington, to the war fronts of Ukraine and Gaza. He sets the Church's moral tone on climate, on sexuality, on refugees, capitalism, and communion. He is a symbol of continuity and a sign of contradiction. And tomorrow, the Sistine Chapel will become the most scrutinized, locked room on earth. We on the outside will wait for the smoke, wait for the name, wait to see which face will look out from the balcony with a greeting, a blessing, and perhaps, like Francis, just a humble buona sera. In an age where every secret leaks and every decision is politicized, the conclave remains stubbornly mysterious. And maybe that is its greatest strength. In the stillness of the Sistine Chapel, beneath the brushstrokes of judgment and redemption, 133 men will vote in silence so that one may speak to the world.